Okay, like Alera said, it's football. World Cup 2015 is rolling on. And last night we saw the match that some people really, really enjoyed, Colombia versus Brazil. And it was a very tense competition between the two of them, being from the same region as well. And the result of it was 2-1. And just prior to that, another match, and then another couple of matches in the quarterfinal leading up to the finals will be happening today. But Nigeria is out of the equation. If you're looking at quarterfinal, semi-final, or even the final, Nigeria is not there. But some people will say that we did well. We did what we haven't done for many years, for over a decade. We got into the knockout stages, and then we got knocked out.
And then some people will say, we could have done better. But we could have won our last match.
Is your glass
half full or half empty?
It depends on how you look at it. But to have this conversation with us, I'll start with Harry Awurumibe, who's the sports analyst. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
And then on the other side is Sulaiman Adebayo, also a sports analyst. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right. Sulaiman, let me start with you. When you look at the game that we played against France, I have my opinion because I watched it. Unlike all Nigerians, we're the best coaches and the best footballer in the world.
Of course.
What's your own thought?
Looking at the match critically, you see the fight in the players. I don't want to, dwell more on the bonuses saga, but looking at that particular match, I would say we didn't actually add a good performance, but we could see a little bit of commitment and fight in the team. And in the first leg, we could have gotten like 2 to 3 goals, but be that as it may, we had a very good chance to actually qualify. But the boys actually did well. Looking at Keshi, during when we wanted to qualify for the World Cup, it was the rally between NFF and Keshi for a technical advisor. I think that is the talking point in Keshi administration. I think Keshi should continue. The boys actually did well, in my opinion. We could have won, but we didn't actually win. But looking at the fight in the players, I think and I believe going forward, Nigerians will always remain Nigerians.
Okay, Harry, that may not be your own position, though.
Truly not my position.
Okay, explain what's your
position.
I'm
pained that the competition is still 1 more week to go, and my country is out of that competition. Because those of us that are sports journalists, and that is where we eat from, and you can agree with me that over 200 million Nigerians, even those in diaspora, that we are following when Nigeria was still in that competition, had that satisfaction that after all my country is still there. Now that they are out, somebody like me is not happy. I believe that we didn't do the needful. I mean, in the area of putting in our best by the players and their coaching staff, because they know that we have that capacity, to go beyond what we've done. People are celebrating that. Look, Nigeria went to the round of 16. We've done that many years ago, even in our first participation in a World Cup in US 1999. It was just within minutes, less than 3, 4, 5 minutes before Nigeria could get to the quarterfinals when Clemens Westerhoff was coaching this particular team. And interestingly, the chief coach of Nigeria, Stephen Keshi, and his assistant, Daniel Makachi, were in that golden generation of Nigerian footballers. And they knew what they did that time. So, it beats me a whole lot to say that somebody like Keshi and Makachi will sit on the bench. And they didn't inculcate in these players, that hunger, that spirit of never say die of a Nigerian. Because some of us that are sports reporters, when you go to the media tribune, when we go out to cover these World Cups, international football matches. You are taller than your normal, height. If your country is there, you have
and
this.
Winning.
Sure, and winning and doing
winning.
well. It's like now. I'm not happy that this team we had. You saw what happened last night. I knew France was just like an accident waiting to happen. Nigeria would have knocked them out. The first 45 minutes, we had them to kill. But we didn't, come to the party. Our boys are not there, I felt that, look, these guys are not serious. As if, like in a village setting, when the maiden dancers come out to dance, and some other people will be, you think that, some of them are coming. They are just preparing just to showcase what they are about to do. And at the end of the dance, they didn't dance to, satisfaction of the crowd. We were thinking, I was thinking, look, second half, they will come up and hit these people, and we've run them down. It's just a question of when would the goal come, and it didn't come.
Okay, but when you look at the performance against Argentina, you cannot but agree that we had good guys on the team. Would you?
Nigeria against Argentina?
Nigeria against Argentina. Our boys showed that they've got character and they've got the strength.
That was a match that was even winnable, or to get a draw out of that match. Never. In the history of Nigeria, Argentina, at any level, this time Argentina, about 3-4 of their players that played in that game were there when they played against the same Nigerian a company, a company in this country organized a friendly match 4 years ago in Abuja. I was in that match when Coach Samson Siasia was tinkering the national team of Nigeria, and they were beaten 5-1. And people that organized it said, look, it was a fluke, and they organized another one outside this country for that this in a revenge edition, until FIFA said, no, we are not going to recognize this, because but about 5 players of Argentine national team members were in that squad that came to Nigeria to play. Then
and carried away the 5-1.
Yes, at Abuja here. See, it's all about attitude. It's all about the attitude of our players. It's all about attitude. The technical efficiency of the managers.
Yeah, but Harry, are you not being unfair here? If you look at where we're coming from not having won anything in God knows how long, and we went ahead and won the Nations Cup. That was the beginning. We then began to hope.
Yes.
But many Nigerians, strictly speaking, didn't think that we would go as far as we did in the World Cup, because we were just coming up again from being at rock bottom.
I disagree with you, madam, because 4 years ago, we were in South Africa. We were in South Africa.
And what did
How did we do?
We got out of the first round, right? But 4 years after, there are many countries in South Africa, this same France that have played in quarterfinals, crashed out in the first round. And they came now and got to quarterfinals. Did FIFA ask them to bring 50 players? They brought the same number of players that Nigeria brought. But it's all about putting, going for goodness sake, madam, those of us that are in sports family, it's a fraternity. We know that we have these people
we could have done better.
We could have done better.
Okay, let me ask you then. You think we did as well as was it 2010 in South Africa?
We do far better than South Africa.
Absolutely.
Because looking at the Super Eagles, everybody clamor for a foreign coach, and looking at foreign coach, in South Africa we have was it Lagan back to South Africa, and he didn't even qualify us for the second round. Yeah. And we have an indigenous coach that has actually done well for us. Winning the AFCON was out of this world for everyone, and we carried up the hope of actually doing well in the World Cup. And after how many years in the World Cup, we actually qualified for the last 16. I think that is a bit of fear for Keshi. I think continuity matters. Fine, we didn't actually play well. The commitment was questionable. But looking at what Keshi, in quote, and the board has done, I think we should give them we should let them to continue. Let them continue this, this drive, this fine. We in Nigeria, in part of this world, we have over 200 coaches, 200 million coaches. So obviously everybody has his own opinion to actually share. But looking at Keshi and the boys, World Cup 2014 in Brazil, we didn't actually did well, but the commitment, the continuity, in quote, matters. Looking at Germany came to the World Cup in 2013. They didn't actually do well. There are so much, jam-packed of stars in that particular squad. But the continuity, their coach, Joachim Löw, is still their coach after 4 years. So the continuity, now they're in the semi-finals, that is continuity I'm actually clamoring about.
Okay, I will just very quickly mention this. Somebody completely wowed me because last week, right on this set, I throw open a request to all our viewers, and I said, tweet at us, send us your thought about the Nigeria-France match, that it was coming up on Monday. And then this gentleman, ONK, at ONK on Twitter, sent a message saying, France will beat Nigeria. Keshi will resign and head off to South Africa. NFF will disband Eagles and will not pay. And it's like he's predicted.
Is this guy a prophet?
It's amazing that the France will beat Nigeria. I got that feeling as well. But that it will end up the way it will from what he has predicted. It's just, do you think it should be something that we should, as Nigerians, encourage NFF to do, to disband the team and to just completely poo-poo the work of Keshi?
Like we all know, in the sports fraternity, we have so many issues at closed doors actually happening in the NFL, and it has always been obvious to us to know as a journalist that Keshi will not stay, in the affairs of the Super Eagles anymore, because he doesn't have that authority to actually manage the team, 100%, and it's actually a problem for him as a person. Interference from the government officials, from sponsors, are actually selecting players for vocational input. But looking at...
is he wanting to go, or is he being asked to go? Because as you say, there are 170 million coaches and advisors in Nigeria. Many are calling for his head.
Keshi wants to go. He's not getting the support. He's not managing the team as his own. We have so many interference from maybe sponsors, and we know NFF, they are always on his neck to actually provide, to allow some players to actually play. So he wants the 100%, in charge of the team, and he's not getting it. So he has to leave. I believe, if you have a coach like Stephen Keshi, an indigenous coach that has done so well, I believe there should be a sit-down talk with him. What do you want? I believe in continuity. Now that we are going to bring in another coach, the team will be disbanded, of course. He will bring his own kind of players, his own kind of backroom staff, and we are going to start all over again. So why not sit Keshi down? He's going to South Africa, fine, but why not sit Keshi down and still, persuade him to stay with the job? And continuity matters in this part of the world, and football, in quotes, continuity is actually the key game.
Okay, so Harry, in terms of what you see as the future of the Super Eagles in Nigeria, where do you see us going from here on? Because if Keshi leaves, he has said he's resigned, and then some other newspapers carried a story saying that no, actually he has not resigned. It's just that his contract has not been renewed. Where do you see us going? Keep Keshi, let Keshi go, get some other coach? We've had white men who have not achieved anything as much as what he has done. We've had black men who are coaches within Nigeria, managing teams who are in the Nigerian Premier League, and they have not achieved anything like what Keshi has done. Should we build on it and let him do it, or look for someone else?
Well, sincerely, my own view is that nobody is indispensable, no matter what you have achieved. My sincere opinion here is that Keshi is a smart guy. He knows what is good for him. He knows how he's working with the present setup. If he thinks he wants to move on, or his services are needed elsewhere, he's the one to make the decision.
Will Nigeria not be the loser if he moves on?
I don't think so.
But
if Keshi moves, Nigeria is not going to lose anything. If he stays, Nigeria is going to gain everything, and he is going to gain everything. Look, if I were him, I have set a standard. I've won the Nations Cup with the first indigenous coach to win a Nations Cup with this team. I've taken them to World Cup, to the second round of this World Cup. One thing with us here is that we don't like